you got a Sneska. Here we truck on. We're reacting to
discussing new health trends.
How you doing? How you doing? Come and sit down because today we're talking about more alternative health solutions. Are you a disgusting, dare I say, dying human being right now, like myself? I'm writhing away. I'm crumbling in on myself. It's disgusting. So I wanted to take time to look at some of the other health alternatives out there. Is there more pee in this one?
No.
No pee.
We're taking steps in the right direction. What about poo?
No poo?
And
No
I'm
poo.
Thank God.
Nowadays, it seems like everyone is trying to find a new, undiscovered way to improve their health. We've talked about alternative health methods in the past, and are there plenty more where that...
Go outside and put your dick in the sun.
No, your sun in your butthole.
Well, your dick's there, too. It's on your dick, too.
You know how you get like a sunburn, you get the blister? Can you imagine that down there?
Oh, no. And the skin peeling on your butthole.
Right in the wrinkles.
Monetized.
Vitamin D.
For dick.
Came from. It seems that no matter what your health concern
What the fuck?
I have heard of that.
Is there some random person on the
I
internet
know.
that's already figured out a simple solution? Like people using bleach and turpentine to cure autism.
What?
What?
Is the cure called death?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't have autism, you're just dead.
Jeez.
I'll just take the autism.
This was in 2019 too.
I needed to come back right now. I need a cure for the tisms for me, Angie, or everyone in this place. I think it's got a little bleach, a little turpentine. Then we can finally throw away the fidget spinners.
I'll drink some bleach.
Everything else that we used to stim in this. I'm not going to list all the things we used to stim in this building, but it's a lot. So I thought today we'd talk about some of the crazy alternative health trends and some of the bizarre health gurus promoting them.
So this is how I got these. Breath work.
Are you referring to your supposed abs? Or are you referring to the chest hair?
I don't know.
I don't think I want the chest hair.
First up, let's talk about one of the alternative health methods that claim to replace actual medical treatment, like psychic surgery, aka pretend surgery. People pretend to do surgery on you and it makes you feel better. It was that like the phantom pain, whatever. Do you think it's something like that? The only reason I even know about this is because of the House episode where he like lives by a Canadian Vietnam vet or something. House like keeps him captive in his house. He like locks him up. And he's like, open your hand. And he's like, there's a mirror to it on his hand that he doesn't have one here. And he just, and it heals him.
Oh, I remember that episode.
It's the only reason why I know what Phantom Pain is.
And then the Phantom Menace.
The best character in Star Wars Episode 1. I don't want to hear any gripe in the comments. It's Sebulba. Love Sebulba. Walks in his hands like his like weird little basset hound face. He's like, he's a little cocksucker. He's an asshole. Anyways, first up we're talking about psychic surgery, aka pretend surgery. The phrase psychic surgery refers to a pseudoscience that involves simulating surgical procedures with fast hand movements and an assortment of props like fake blood and animal parts. Don't traumatize me. Operation Success! I'd be fucked up when I didn't see.
You never seen the movie Cell, but there was a scene that was kind of like that, except it was more explicit and more creepy.
Your look on your face.
I'm just remembering that scene from that movie now. He's pulling out his, and then he's like winding it out.
Anything.
It's really bad.
Which psychic surgery is a spiritual practice originated from Brazil and the
Have you guys ever had for the students? I remember when I first came out. I thought I could get a month later. I was bond in school. Actually, yes, we still have a couple. I'm actually looking at a random fidget spinner I have on my little table.
The metal ones.
Well, mine's pretty. It looks like peacock
using the
feathers.
placebo effect to convince people that they have been healed. This often leads to the death of innocent people who put off serious medical procedures that could have easily saved their lives. It's like, what is it, the Man on the Moon, whatever, the Jim Carrey one, where it's like the people faking, they're like pulling out like fake stuff, and he like looks over and realizes it's not real. Gotta play Operation with yourself. One of the most well-known practitioners of psychic surgery is a man referred to as John of God.
At least he's not
What?
proclaiming he's God.
I'm a John of God.
But there's nothing godly about him.
A man living in Brazil that sees patients from all across the world who travel to receive his care. During procedures, he goes into trance-like states, channeling the power of God, spirits, and dead doctors from the past to help those in need. Free of charge! Although, he does accept donations. He's like, no, seriously.
Yeah, donate to the playing doctor.
Jesus, Son of God? John
of
what?
what?
It's free. Just saved your life. It's like a guilt trip, I bet. No,
his brother
whatever.
Jesus.
You healed? You feel good? I feel great. Pay it forward. Well, do you want me to pay you? No, not me. I'd like to think that a guy like John of God he's channeling like a house kind of character. Him yelling at the person. They're like slipping in and out of consciousness with like laughing gas. You're gonna be just fine. I'm a doctor. If someone's using anesthesia on you, if someone like put on a clown mask and they were like, welcome to hell, would that induce like a nightmare?
Do you dream on anesthesia?
I don't know. I've only been on it once, and then like I'm horrified to go on it now. I fucking hate people telling me shit. Because now I'm like, if I ever have a certain
The only time I've ever been on anesthesia is when I had my wisdom teeth removed. You did too, didn't you?
Yeah. Oh, it's different from laughing gas, right?
Yeah.
That's the one where you're like completely knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the only time too.
surgery, I'm just like, let me die. I mean, one of the cases where I don't
Just in that
come out of it.
zone.
You gotta be like an old head, dude. My mom, barely happens. They just don't care. Instead of giving people anesthetics, he would provide them energized water, as well as having
What?
assistants meditate nearby to provide spiritual energy. It's like 3 5-hour energies. You're gonna want to slam this. Despite the silliness of
Everyone, raise your hands up. Give me your energy. Come on, you can do it. Raise your hands now. We have to defeat Frieza.
the practice, he was notable enough to show up on Oprah Winfrey's show, and after this, he skyrocketed into international fame. Even though he's getting international, fame and all that stuff because Oprah. Hey, well, you go on Oprah show. This is that where Dr. Phil came from too, and Dr. Oz even. The fuck's up with all these doctors, dude? This practice was believed to be doing more harm than good, convincing people they were healed to the point of avoiding real medical treatment. And in the 70s, the FTC called it a total hoax, warning travel agencies not to encourage booking tours of psychic surgeries.
That's big pharma trying to shut you down.
That is big pharma. Oh, I'm sorry. Tylenol's pissed, dude. Tylenol's just like, stop it. Andy Kaufman had gone to the Philippines hoping to use a string of psychic surgery sessions to cure his metastatic lung cancer. There was no noticeable difference, and the cancer took his life soon after. Okay, here it is, Man on the Moon. That's what it was then. Because they're acting like, oh, I'm pulling out the sickness.
Tricking your brain to be like, I'm good.
In reality, what John was doing was much, much darker. His real name was Joao Teixeira de Faria, and he was accused in 2018 of sexually abusing nearly 600 women.
So he just grabbed a
What?
little titty while he was pulling out an organ.
That's what it kind of sounds like, right? It's
Oh.
like a little clown show thing.
So, he had some alternative motives.
This will heal you. This dick will heal ya.
Just let me cop a feel and you'll feel all better.
What? 600? Yes.
Oh, so not only was this guy a quack, he was a predator.
He was a doctor on Epstein's Island.
Of course, yep, of course. Yeah, he was a doctor at Epstein's Island. Good point.
Now the flower. Faria would lure women who were desperate for the miracle medical aid, only to be given a private session at his spiritual hospital. There, he would sexually abuse them. Okay. The age range of his victims would range from 9 to 67 years old.
Yep, Epstein's Island. He was at Epstein's Island. He's the doctor at Epstein's Island.
9.
Oh God.
Oh wow! I didn't think he was going down this route. What? Yeah.
Yeah. No. Someone, please tell me. Someone, send him to prison for life, please.
It's like, if it walks, you can get a private session with me. God damn!
At least he didn't discriminate.
What a
This guy.
disgusting thing to say. Rat. And Faria denied everything.
Please
and years
tell
later,
me
he
we-
was sentenced
yes.
to 118 years in prison.
Yes!
And you can start to see how some of these health practices became harmful. Often, medical misinformation can lead to further harm and even death.
For
Speaking
life.
of which, how
Oh,
about we
God,
talk
yeah.
about apitherapy, also known as injecting yourself with bees.
Hey.
Yeah, we got a good ending for that one. But now we're gonna learn about bees.
Let's go.
I've heard, dude. If I remember correctly, I feel like there was an episode of a show, of a cartoon. I'm trying to remember that used bee stings. I can't remember what it was. Simpsons, King of the Hill. Damn it! It was some cartoon.
Something this Kirsten discussed a long time ago that I heard. People use wasp stings on their dick to enhance.
Oh, because it swells of pee-pee?
Yeah.
Pee-pee swellies for bee pokes.
Bee venom.
That doesn't seem bad.
Ah.
Inject yourself with bee venom?
Yeah.
Why?
There might be some kind of like healing property. Or...
Yeah, but couldn't you say that about anything? You drink a gallon of piss. It comes from the human body.
God, no.
Waste!
Oh.
What's in bee venom?
Dude, don't put it in you. What are you talking about?
Dude, I could have felt like you did sting me.
I got my sharp nail.
Don't touch me. That actually felt like you did put a bee in me.
Just for you know, this one's terrified of any flying bugs.
The bee movie.
The bee movie. She hates any.
I have never once in my entire life been stung by a bee or wasp. That's how sheltered and overly cautious I am.
You want to tell them why
Came from
you
a
got
bee, not from a human. It's
spread of
bee
bees?
waste. It's literally bee poison. I don't know. Could be good. The practice of apitherapy involves
on the
utilizing.
nose.
And that was the bridge of the nose too. Ah. I've only gotten stung by a bee, not a wasp.
I've been talking about a wasp
Be
once.
proud. Oh, yes. Be proud of just. Basically, my fear of bees. I was like 7 years old, and we went. My family and I. We went to a. It was called Splash Town. It was a water park down in Houston, and I wore the purple sunscreen. Back in the day, it was the sunscreen that made your skin purple. For whatever reason, that sunscreen attracted the fat carpenter bees, and they followed me all over the park. Like, they never stung me, but I was horrified because they kept chasing me.
Chemicals found inside bee products. This may include bee venom, honey, beeswax, and more. I mean, you know, sure. Go inject honey into your veins then, dude.
Yay.
Apitherapy can be simple as eating honey for its health benefits, but as dangerous as injecting bee venom directly into your bloodstream. Whenever you get stung by a bee, does it go into your bloodstream? Yeah. So it'd have to, right? It's a syringe worth, though. A bee is this big. If you had a concert, you're like, I need fucking more. I don't think it'd be good. Which the actor Gerard Butler, 300, King Leonidas and much, had once attempted to inject himself with bee venom after a 12-hour-long day performing stunts for the movie Geostorm. He wanted to take advantage of the potential anti-inflammatory benefits. After he heard of a man injecting himself with bee venom, he decided to invite him to the set to perform it on him. And after injecting it, this is so stupid. I heard you inject yourself with bee venom. Yeah, I want you to do it to me. Anti-inflammatory, dude. Put on some icy hot like the rest of us. Hollywood actors are so
ibuprofen. That does the job.
Man. My God. After being injected with it, he entered anaphylactic shock, and he described his feelings during an interview. These are some quotes. It's awful. Creepy crawlies all over me. Swelled up. Heart's going to explode. But I go through it, and then I find out he gave me 10 times too much. I like to think it was like a comically large, like Acme, like Looney Tunes deal. All right, Mr. Butler. Time for your medication. And for one 55-year-old woman, this treatment ultimately took her life. She'd been going to bee acupuncture sessions monthly for 2 years and experienced no adverse side effects. Bee acupuncture, dude?
What?
Maybe it is a holistic thing where it's like it's a bee, not big pharma. It's not big icy hot. In a social setting, would you say that out loud, proudly? I don't think I'd tell anybody. Hey, I gotta go. Where are you going? Hey, gotta go get the bee acupuncture. Because you know what it also kind of sounds like? Sounds like somebody just puts bees on your body.
I bet you that's what they do. They take live bees and just...
Do you think so? How the f are you going to catch a bee and then sit it down and be like, stinger? I bet you they have the bee venom, and I bet you they dip a little bit of it. Don't shake your head. Listen to me. I listened to your stupid bee thing. Listen to me. They dip it a little bit in a little jar, and they poke it in. But it's very minuscule. That seems more plausible than a guy like in a room full of bees spraying some of that fumigating dust everywhere. The person's like, ah, ah, laying on the bed. Shh. Yeah, this gets them real horned up.
Editor.
No.
Who's right?
If it's Nick, I'm gonna kill myself. If it's Nick, put a gun to my head and shoot me. But suddenly, it all changed. After a session, she began wheezing and losing consciousness. She was hospitalized where doctors found that her blood pressure dropped dramatically. She was put into a permanent coma and eventually dying of multi-organ failure weeks later. Bee products are seen to have...
Sheesh. Yeah, I think I have all the right reasons to be afraid of being stung by a bee. If it could kill you like that. I mean, I'm guessing it's more she died because she got so many stings in her body, and eventually all the venom kind of accumulated. I'm gonna throw this water in your face if you do that to me one more time. One more time, mister. I mean it.
It ain't the Minecraft movie.
I don't care.
a lot of potential, but the science isn't there yet. Anyone trying to utilize this type of treatment ends up doing so with a serious risk. Yeah, I don't know. Would you do bee treatment?
I would try one sting.
I would do one. Give me one bee sting and that's when's the last time you've been stung by a bee?
I think I was like...
Well, yeah, those ones are known as the killer bees. I think I heard like a random story saying that I think it was the killer bees are almost extinct in Washington or something because they were invasive species or something.
It was the murder hornets.
Murder hornets. Okay, different bug. Same concept, different bug.
6th grade, I stepped on one.
Horrible. I got stung on my finger, like right here when I was younger at a baseball tournament from like a hornet. And one of my buddy's dads, who was a cigarette smoker, he's like, I know how to treat this. I was smoking a cigarette. He took another one of his cigarettes.
Into time collecting fire ants. Filling up the water bottles. Ow. Those things must hurt though when they bite, yes? Fire ants. Dude, I never told you this, but my ex, before I met you, he was allergic to fire ants. He had to have an EpiPen.
Huh.
Yeah.
And like unrolled the tobacco and he was like putting it on my finger and shit and rubbing it in. And I was like, He's like, how does it feel? I was like, it feels the same. And he's like, water! And he brought water over and he took some of the ice from it and he was like rubbing my finger and he kept taking tobacco leaves and was pinching it in. He's like rubbing around like that. He's like, how about now? I feel like it made it worse. I was like,
when I got stung by that wasp, what grandma used, baking soda.
Huh. Baking soda?
It gets the venom out.
Oh, good to know.
okay, yep, feels good. He's like, yeah, I got you. Also, I was like, it's not even regular tobacco. They're like Marlboros or something. Like, there's bleach and chemicals in it, dude.
I thought he was gonna like light a cigarette and then put it out.
Burn out. Yeah, that would just be child abuse. Yeah, all the other people are like, we didn't have any bees. If you thought that these health practices couldn't get any more bizarre, maybe it's time for us to talk about drinking colloidal silver. Colloidal.
Colloidal.
Yeah. Which colloidal silver is a liquid that consists of tiny silver particles. I feel like Bill Nye half the time. Colloidal silver is a liquid that consists of tiny silver particles. Bill!
The planet's on fire.
While this is pushed online as a dietary supplement, there's very little research to prove its supposed health benefits. Is this that thing of blue that you're talking about?
Oh, no.
I would never want to try drinking something that looks like mercury. Doesn't that look like mercury?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I know that they say mercury is poison. I mean, it's called mercury poisoning.
Yeah, it eats brain cells in your brain. Essentially, it kills your brain cells.
Yay!
Same like lead. It ain't the heavy metals like that.
Yay! Ooh, my common senses would be ringing. Yeah, don't eat something that looks like metal.
Thing, that's what RFK is drinking. My secret blue deal. Does your child have autism? Does your child have a peanut allergy? Take a squirt of this, but this you horrible mouth. People believed using silver medically could treat infections and wounds. When? In the Middle Ages. It also kills werewolves. This was before the creation of antibiotics. While it seems to help with some skin wounds, it is more dangerous than people are led to believe.
Oh, you put it in your uncle!
Organ damage, burning pain in the hands and feet, psychosis, and even seizures. Jacob upstairs.
Oh my
epilepsy.
goodness!
Well, when next time he has a seizure, I'm gonna get him some ethylamine. But don't tell him. And don't tell OSHA. The most absurd side effect being that the buildup of silver inside of one's body causes the skin to become discolored. What results is
yeah,
a
I heard of
permanently
that.
bluish
Yeah.
gray pigment in the skin.
I'm trying to think. I could have sworn I heard of like the story of this guy.
It was
who-
a pastor. He was a televangelist. He was using this as a cure for COVID. Back
No. I'm talking about something else. It was some guy who sat there and ate coins,
Huh.
and he turned blue.
And I know exactly where we're going. The Papa Smurf dude. Paul Carrison.
You look, you look like you need to start inhaling.
Well, at least you're ready for cosplay. Yay!
He's basically the poster child for the skin condition known as argyria. He had heard false claims about its health benefits and rejuvenation capabilities from a magazine, which led to him ingesting silver diluted into 10 ounces of water daily. God damn, dude.
He's looking good.
You look
He,
He's a literal Smurf.
oh my god. And you think this is good?
Humans aren't supposed to be that color.
very good. He claimed that his acid
want
reflux
a-
and arthritis completely vanished. And over time, however, the silver poisoning led to his skin becoming a sickly, bluish gray color. It's pretty gross, if I'm being honest. Looks like bad meat, like moldy bread or something.
Nightcrawler's
If someone hasn't
cousin.
gifted him a
There you go. Perfect. There you go. He's Thanos. He's Thanos. Grandpa Thanos.
That works.
Yeah, that is bullshit. He was so sure that the silver had cured him that he kept taking it despite his skin color. And in fact, he started getting ionic foot baths to fix his skin color through detoxification, which is another untested and unproven pseudoscience.
Wow.
He's basically just like a walking Chernobyl victim. In 2013, Carrison died at the age of 62. He had endured a heart attack, which led to severe stroke.
Imagine, I'm shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
You know what's sad?
What?
He died at 62 from a heart attack.
Yeah.
My dad died at 60 from heart failure. And he didn't do this.
Strokes as
course
well
he
as
did
pneumonia.
abuse
He ingested
pain
colloidal
medicine, so
silver
never
until the
mind.
very end of his life. So he's just like,
You pushed in the water,
I'll be fine in 10 minutes. Just give me a breather. Speaking of eating things for medical benefits, let's talk about the ridiculous diets that have come from the world of alternative health.
Today, my friends and I are frying bull testicles.
It's the veins for me.
Don't do that to the cow.
I got nuts right here for you.
No, you go eat some guys.
Like eating raw chicken, which is just disgusting.
Oh, no. Remember the fad with people dipping the chicken or soaking the chicken in a cough?
NyQuil.
NyQuil.
Cooking it in NyQuil.
Quick. Why?
Raw chicken is so gross. Even just like nice, like before you cook it, I hate touching it, smelling it. It's, oh, God.
I always worried that my chicken's rotten.
No, yeah.
And you smell it and you're like, is this sour? I almost want to keep one that is bad so I can compare them. We gotta throw out that milk in the fridge, by the way. When we're done recording this, go over, unscrew that milk thing and smell it. Dude, you have to. I did it the other day. It was horrible.
Stinky
You
milk,
gotta do it at least once.
no.
Believe it or not, many people have taken to eating raw chicken. It is believed that this is how
Why?
humans are meant to eat, seeing as eating raw meat food is the closest you can get to nature and our ancestors.
Okay. At what point did they miss the lecture about raw chicken being, giving you, what is it?
Salmonella.
Salmonella.
Well-
And worms, I think, too, right?
That's pork.
That's
but
pork?
here's
Okay.
the thing. How one of the theories of why humanity evolved from caveman is when they started learning how to cook food over fire, we had more protein for our brain to develop.
Huh.
That's one of the theories of how our society got started, was cooking meat over fire.
Yay, fire.
And millions of years ago. Also, I'm pretty sure that they died off really quickly until a guy was like, I'm just gonna throw this into the fire and then eat it. And that's why we're still here. Despite the
Instead of direwolves, I want the donut to come back next. Or raptors. Oh, that's like humans
not.
are a bunch of morons. Yes. Yes.
Clear risks that come with eating raw chicken, like vomiting, diarrhea, parasites, and salmonella.
I told you there was
There's been an alarming
parasites.
increase in search results for whether or not it's okay to ingest raw chicken. Online, you can find many influencers chowing down on raw chicken as commentators watch in disgust. Viewer discretion is advised. I'm not watching it. I've seen it before. I'm not watching it again. And one of these raw meat connoisseurs takes it to a whole new level. Scott lives in his fermented raw meat.
I feel like I maybe shouldn't, but I'm going to because I joked about it.
Scott Lives is an influencer that swears by the practice of eating raw, fermented meat.
Oh, he's got it covered.
I don't want to throw up again. I already did that today.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Because also, he has these jars, he opens it and smells it. It's disgusting. It's basically paste. It's just pieces of meat that
I
are
wouldn't get in trouble on Twitch for throwing up on live on stream.
You can?
breaking
Yeah,
down. I mean, it's
yeah,
rotten
apparently.
meat. It's just rotting, whatever. So, like, the
How about
blood
just
and all
kind
the
of the
stuff in it, that's
noise?
just from the meat disintegrating.
Noise is
It's
fine, just don't actually
disgusting.
vomit.
You have to
Wait,
open
how
them
do they
every day.
know?
I don't
If
know.
they open it, if they pop and hiss,
Slam those
that's how you know
people's
it's
heads.
progressing well.
People believe that this process results in an increase of concentrated vitamins and minerals, probiotic benefits, boosting immunity and reducing the risk of foodborne illnesses. Not only that, but people are actually finding that eating fermented meats is getting people high. Oh, that's the reason.
Stop trying to get high.
Hi, just smoke weed like normal people.
According to a consultant dietitian that spoke to Vice, quote, if you're leaving this out for anything from days to months to years, who knows what kinds of bacteria are going to grow?
Yes, you're right. They're totally that kid in school. You give them $1 and they'll eat a worm for you.
And some of those bacteria might have chemical properties that are going to give you a high or hallucination or a feeling of euphoria. So maybe that's also why people are like, I just feel so good. Holy shit. After I just vomited shit in my pants and just puked up blood, I feel great. This is awesome. But despite this, there's a wide range of bacteria being introduced to your system when ingesting rotten meat. This poses serious health risks, my friends. I feel like this is all obvious.
Dude, multitasking, go for it. I like to play Super Smash sometimes while I'm watching something on YouTube.
Don't eat bad chicken. Yeah, dude. Scott will post videos himself showing off putrid, blackened, high meat he's
it
been
looks like
fermenting
the
before
meal
ingesting it.
in
Very
the
often,
Final
people talk
Fantasy
about the
VII,
immense amounts of diarrhea
Resident
he's
Evil 7.
endured
Yeah,
from his diet.
excuse
It's always very
you.
funny. He's like, yeah, I had tons of
Resident Evil
diarrhea
7.
yesterday, but here we were checking it. He's like always in a parking lot, opening these things in like jars in the back of his car. It looks insane. But Scott doesn't
I'm
shy
glad he
away from
blurred
chicken
it,
as
thank
well.
you.
In one video, he eats a raw fermented chicken meal while he once again explains that he has had constant diarrhea. But claims
No! I wonder why!
Someone needs to take a sample of his blood to figure out how the hell he has not died yet.
It's getting there.
it's a good thing because it's one of the main ways to detox the body.
Well, I don't always have diarrhea, but I
those
do go through
fools.
phases where I do have diarrhea every day. Like, diarrhea is the second strongest form of detox.
In some videos, he is clearly struggling to eat the meat, all while telling the camera about how good it
I did
tastes.
not know
You know,
this
you gotta
was
be
on
like,
here.
"Oh, it's so good. Like shaking.
Save
You know,
me.
it gets real when people start doing the shake. Along with his fermented meats, he eats a concoction he refers to as lube, a mixture of raw eggs, butter, and lemon juice. And according to Scott, this primal lifestyle can cure epilepsy, anxiety, asthma, vision impairment, dandruff, arthritis, dry skin, Crohn's disease, insomnia, autism, dizziness, paranoia, eczema, fatigue, and even schizophrenia. Which
Oh my goodness, it's magic!
It does all this by killing you.
Scott definitely does not have. Now, of course, Scott isn't just sharing his knowledge out of the goodness of his heart, right? That wouldn't be nice of him. Like most people claiming to have miracle health knowledge, he sells coaching sessions to make money off his teachings. Duh. Well, you're telling me the guy that lives in a park or is living out of his car with fermented jar meat, he has to sell coach?
Kid
Oh, okay,
booth
just making sure.
style.
I mean, he's eating it, but do you think it's bullshit? Because I've seen videos of him like commenting on his fat,
I
being
actually
like,
have
"Oh
tears
no,
in
it's
my
actually
eyes, huh?
healthy to be fat."
So you think that he's eating like Lay's potato chips and shit? He's not really eating the raw meat. Part of me wants to always say everything you see online is fake, is a lie.
Yeah,
I think that those are
yeah,
probably
yeah,
real
yeah.
jars that he's smelling and he's throwing up. But I would probably say he doesn't eat a lot of it.
Maybe.
I bet you anything that motherfucker's selling teaching classes and he's eating
Yeah,
little Debbie oatmeal cream.
no. I bet you faker. Definitely faker. Oh my god, I'm just He's doing that to himself. He don't need your help
Cakes and
for
all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? No, it's good to have this. Moving on, many people see results participating in the act of fasting. If you haven't fasted before, it's the worst thing. You'll lose weight, there's that, but you'll also go it's the fucking worst. And a recent deviation from this trend has emerged.
Hunger is different than starvation. Understand that, you fat
One that is far less safe I'm going to talk to you about is called dry fasting. So all these little people were like, oh yeah, I fast for 2 days. I've done nothing. Have you dry fasted, bro? I doubt it. Dry fasting is when you avoid any type of liquid during your fasting period.
Oh my God.
I know. People believe this results in weight loss, cell regeneration, delayed aging, and reduced inflammation. How they thought.
How do you connect those dots?
That's actually bullshit. When your skin gets dehydrated, it gets
More wrinkly.
Yeah.
That I don't know who's coming up with the results of this, but you're already not eating. So
skin
usually
gets more
during
flushed
fasting,
when
you're
you're
drinking a
hydrated.
shit ton of water.
what?
Like it's like you're
It deals with
hydrating
that.
to the max. Usually it's eating off all of your fat storage. So people are like fasting, they're detoxing, and then like they're just like drinking tons of water and just like getting all the shit out of their system. And this, you're doing nothing. You're starving yourself. You're starving to death. It's basically just like, you ever see the movie 127 Hours? Yeah. You want to do that without your leg getting pinned? Sure. As it turns out, not a lot of data to prove any of these claims. However, dry fasting can lead to
Hey, it's the live action version of the chocolate lady.
dehydration, which is proven to cause kidney problems as well as constipation, decreased focus, fatigue, and even headaches. The more serious risks of dry fasting include seizures, kidney failure, brain swelling, in some cases death. But come on. Gotta lose them pounds, dude. For people who want to avoid eating processed and unhealthy foods, they may be looking for something a little more extreme. For them, there's breatharianism.
What?
A diet that consists of only air.
Let me fart in your air.
Nom, nom, nom,
I'll put some flavor in there for you.
Breatharianism is the ability to survive without the need of any type of sustenance, be it food or water. What the hell are we doing? Like, there's gonna be some guy just being like, I don't need steak or water. I'm just gonna. Oh my god, that's it, and I'm full.
That's why a lot of people like mukbangs, because they'll sit there and pretend that they're eating the air and watching the mukbang at the same time.
Nick Colloidal got fat off of air, for crying out loud.
Put your lids to your body, eating it. Yes.
According to one couple, Akahi Ricardo and Camilla Costella, this sounds like some LA names, dude. They have been living off the universe's energy for 9 years. Bullshit! Bullshit! Aside from a piece of fruit and drinking vegetable broth 3 times a week, they live a fairly food-free lifestyle that they claim has allowed them to experience a variety of health benefits on top of lowering expenses.
Nope, they have kids. Someone, they need to get child services in there. If they're not feeding themselves, what makes you think they're feeding their kids?
There's a story out there where a vegan had a kid. And the kid actually starved to death because she tried to make it a vegan and it didn't get enough nutrients.
Of course. Dumb people.
This extends to Costello's pregnancy, where she refused to eat for 9 months before giving birth to their youngest child. And throughout the entire process, she explains that her blood work all came out perfect. According to her, quote, I knew my son would be nourished enough by my love and that this would allow him to grow healthy in my womb. However, there's a catch, as there always is. Both Ricardo and Costella teach courses about breatharianism, which makes their news coverage more like advertisements for their lifestyle courses. Bet you anything, old Ricardo, he's slipping in and out every once in a while. He's getting to jungle style. They note that they do not force their children to practice breatharianism as well, which is probably for good reason considering that numerous deaths have resulted from their practice, from this practice. Don't say their practice.
They didn't make it up. That's crazy.
Well, they didn't make it up, but I'm just saying. They're pushing it. In 1999, a woman was found dead in the Scottish Highlands in her attempt to practice this religious act of breatharianism. She was taking a 21-day conversion course that involved denying all food and water. And after the 21 days, it is believed that the participant will no longer feel hunger or thirst again, ever.
21 days.
You can die after 3 days with no water.
I know, I was about to ask you that. What was the whole 3 rule? 3 days, no water, was
3 minutes with no air, 3 minutes, 3 days with no water, 3 weeks without food.
And then you're dead. So yeah, the water one's getting you first.
I'm serious. Mark it down forever. 21 days. Police found her near her tent in the fetal position after dying of starvation. How do you think that they went 9 years? She probably just didn't believe hard enough, I bet. That's probably why.
It's the broth and vegetable.
You gotta have at least broth. Broth's all you need to survive. There's a lot of calories in broth. With so many alternative health trends coming onto the main stage, you'd think it'd be hard to think of new, unique ones. But don't worry, there's plenty more. Let's talk about genital maxing. For example, ball slapping. You slap your balls?
What?
It hurts. It hurts good. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, come on now. According to
all
some
you.
health gurus, slapping your balls can have positive benefits. According to
all
influencer
you.
practitioner Troy
all
Casey,
you.
it's
Go
a
ahead.
Beat
kung
off.
fu practice that stimulates testosterone production.
I've
This
heard
means
that.
that it supposedly increases
Hey! Jackass practices that.
Oh.
Okay, go on.
No.
Go on. You
I'll kick you in the ovaries. How's that sound?
You need some help.
your semen production on top of increasing your chi. Supposedly, he does them after taking an ice bath, which results in feeling of euphoria. I think
It's
Ice bath too.
Goku did that. You kicked me in the dick.
We're killing our audience.
we said this last time. I'm never going to do an ice bath, so people stop asking me.
Why not?
It's cold. I don't want to do it.
Just dip your balls in the ice bath.
If I can dip my balls in the ice bath to where they get numb and I start ball slap maxing, then maybe I will. If you're not saying that Troy Casey also sells his products on his website on top of hosting his own health retreats.
Lucas.
They always have something to sell, Nick.
Are you gonna make money?
Yeah, and it's bullshit, man, because we have a Patreon. Behind the scenes content's really cool. I'd hate for you to go and check it out and sign up. Like, whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, I have some of my health tips on my Patreon, patreon.com/BK. It's no big deal. It's like just, they're like snakes, man. They're trying to sell you something.
Kapoots.
We feel we talk about the men too much. How about one for the ladies out there, huh? For the ladies out there, we have Vagisil, which is a facial for your vagina. Essentially, women have started raising the level of care given to their vulva. Damn. This includes exfoliating, moisturizing, massaging, and using many other products to cleanse that area. Getting a Vagisil.
Does your vagina need a facial? Do you have
So you're just cleaning your genitals. How? I'm still not
supposedly
seeing the
benefits your
point.
skin health on top of giving women a new sense of confidence. I never understood that. If I cleaned up my cock and stuff, I don't think I'd just be like, I'm a new man. Would you?
If it looked good.
There's like a nice
That's just the normal practice. The hell? That's nothing special. Just clean yourself. That's common sense.
sheen to it now. Well, goddamn. Hey, they're good looking. Some people treat themselves to Vagisil from the comfort of their home, while others opt to seek a professional. Oh, this is crazy. This is diabolical. First,
is she spraying steam down there, or is she spraying liquid nitrogen?
I don't get what... He did not do a good job explaining what this is. All I'm hearing is you're cleaning yourself.
if I cleaned up my cock and stuff, I don't think I'd just be like, I'm a new man. Would you?
See?
It looked good.
There's like a nice sheen to it now.
confused.
Well, goddamn. Hey, they're good looking.
confused
Some
too.
people treat themselves to Vagisil from the comfort of their home, while others opt to seek a professional. Oh, this is crazy.
What are they?
I don't know.
It's the first time.
I don't want to know.
First off, I don't know what kind of like RoboCop technology this is.
Steam? Oh.
You know what it kind of looks like? A little bit to me, it's like an everything bagel. You got this facial, and it was like, those motherfuckers lay into you. They're just like, you need this. They're just like, yeah, your eyes are all crusty and dry. You're like, what? Oh, really? Is it really? But of course, genital maxing can get much, much more bizarre. So let's talk about the garlic suppository for the vampires out there. Yeast infections are fungal infections found on the skin that result from excessive...
They can even take of themselves.
What?
Oh.
Yeast infection on. What the?
yeast on the skin or mucous membrane. Evidently, this can take place in a woman's south mouth. A south mouth is a diabolical way to refer to that. God damn, dude. Might as well just
So you're
call it
giving
a
yourself a
catcher's
yeast
mitt.
infection?
Holy hell, that is
Why?
messed up. Because yeast infections are incredibly frustrating to deal with. People over time have tried home remedies to more easily get rid of them. One of them involves using garlic. I feel like I'm getting allergic to it myself.
What?
Shoving garlic up your cooch.
And you're never gonna have a vampire eat you out.
Oh no, that's horrible. Vampire fetishes are the best fetishes.
Really? Well, I'm not allergic, but I feel like I get real gassy.
All you gotta do is get rid of Dracula, spray your quiet.
Can you imagine how nasty that would smell?
Fish, garlicky fish.
Ew. And if she's on her month,
Then that's gonna make
bloody garlic.
Then the vampire's gonna be confused.
Garlic. Do I not?
You do.
Don't know why. And while I stop eating it, I absolutely won't because I love garlic. So if you see me at a Buffalo Wild Wings, steer clear. That's all I gotta say. Essentially, some women have turned to shoving garlic inside themselves as a suppository. There it is.
Why?
Leaving the table. Where they keep it there for hours on end. Supposedly, this method has been used far back as Egyptian times in 1550 BC. Although garlic is believed to have many healing properties across different cultures, there are not enough clinical studies to suggest that this is reasonable.
Can't you just eat it? Why do you need to put it in your coochie? I don't get it.
You know the thing back in the day they made?
Uh-huh.
It was advertised for Lysol. Use it for to clean your vagina.
What, you put lemon pepper in your dick?
Method of removing yeast infections. You know what, dude? I say just let people shove fucking garlic. You gotta think like a little pocket like that. Why not, dude? I'd be treating that thing like a kangaroo pouch. But how about just something a little bit more obscure? Using black salve to treat skin cancer. Black salve, for people who don't know, has been seen by some to be effective alternative cancer treatment in the form of topical paste. It was discovered by Jesse Fell, an American surgeon in the 1850s. This became a popular herbal treatment for skin cancer, although not properly tested and proven to be a reliable remedy. Over time, people began to discover that this supposed alternative health treatment was actually causing serious health problems. Black salve can cause the destruction of skin tissue, leaving behind dry, dead, and blackened tissue.
Oh God, no!
Oh, it looked like a chocolate-covered donut.
No, it made me think of like
Sometimes
skin
necrosis-
rot. Oh God, yeah, that is
like
skin
this
rot.
can
Oh,
lead to amputations. This does feel like a very mid 1800s thing. It'll either survive or we'll have to cut off every limb you have. No ifs, ands, or buts, and also I'm not washing my hands because we don't know that that's a big deal yet. Other side effects of using black salve include intense pain, ulceration, scarring, infections, deformity, and much more. While black salve is described as an easy to use miracle remedy, it is still
I'm scared.
incredibly safe. Just want to say that. And you know what? I think on there, a little black salve, dude, we've been talking about slapping balls and polishing pussies and stuff like that. I think we're going to call it for today. All I got to say is this, dude. I'm sure that there's holistic ways to get all this shit. You need big pharma for everything. Get rid of them. I don't like them. I don't. Even the guy who runs Tylenol. What's his name? Shoot him. I'm kidding. All I got to say is be careful with some of the holistic and at-home practices you use. You never know. You could turn blue.
Hey, look, the video's
Pussy could
over.
look like a everything
Don't-
bagel. Your
okay,
balls
moral of
get
the
swollen
story,
and
don't do
frozen. I don't
stupid
know.
things.
I'm not a hell.
You done?
And I'm beyond done. Thank you for joining us for this disturbing video. Bye.